Guys, what's going on? My name is Louis, and God bless every single one of you. Today is June 7, 2024, and welcome to the Real GS News channel. Alright guys, so we have some urgent information coming out. If you can, please share this video. And it says here you have NATO mobilized 50 warships to the Baltic and deployed the Typhoon system with SM-6 and Tomahawk missiles. 50 warships to the Baltic with Tomahawk. Yeah, and I just posted a video not too long ago, guys. The Sleeping Giant leader has signed of a preparation to use some very powerful NUKES. So this is where we at right now. And give me a second. Let me just continue reading this. 50 warships to the Baltic and some other powerful system, including Tomahawk. And once again, targeting the Bear Baltic Fleet and Kaliningrad and the Northern Fleet. Not looking good. The Atlantic Alliance is completing preparation for a general conflict with the Bear in the second area of operation, that of the Baltic. Wow. So we're going to get to all this here, guys. I want to show you a map really quick. This is a map. Look at this. It's very important to show all this here. That's right in front of the Bear. That is our Sleeping Giant and NATO. Now, I believe this is Kaliningrad, if I'm not mistaken. And then you guys already know this here is, that's Belarus. And then way down there is the Bear Country. Wow. Alright, so you got some 50 warship, Tomahawk, and all that type of stuff going on there. And then at the same time, the Bear is sending their warships with nuclear subs and aircraft to the Caribbean. And that's where we at right now. That is where we at right now. And I want to bring this up really quick here. I want to show you something. Here we go. Let me just read this part really quick. If you can, please share this video. The former leader of the Sleeping Giant stated that he was far more concerned about the possibility of NUKE biblical war than the global, you-know-what, warm in an interview with Mr. Sean Thursday morning. So the 4-5 is very concerned that we're about to see WWE3. Forget about the again, all that type of stuff when it comes to the climate change and all that. So he's saying forget about that. We're about to see WWE3, some flying some nukes. So let me just read this title really quick, and it says here, NATO implemented a plan to blockade the Bear in the Baltic. Typhoon with SM-6 and Tomahawk along with 50 warships were deployed. They will hit the Baltic Fleet and the Northern Fleet and Kaliningrad. Once again, it doesn't say nothing about exercises here. This is the real deal. We don't know how many Tomahawk, but you best believe it's more than 100. Last week saw the end of NATO biggest land exercises, Steadfast Defender 2024, which involved moving alliance troops through land corridors to the eastern flank. Now, however, the military preparation in this region do not end here. End there. According to the Bear, after the conclusion of the Steadfast Defender 2024 exercises, some of NATO equipment and military equipment remain in the areas where the combat coordination took place. So let's stop here for a second. So the exercise is over. The exercise is over. But they're still there. They're still there. Well, yesterday, Vladimir said that we're going to be sending nuclear subs and ships to the Caribbean. We're going to do exercise. And then after the exercise, we're going to stay there until the end of summer. So you're going to have the Bear having their stuff facing eastern U.S., Florida and all that. And Sleeping Giant is going to have their stuff facing the Bear territory. It's no longer an exercise. It's an operation about to take place pretty soon, possibly before November. Someone is going to fire first. So according to the Bear, after the conclusion of the Steadfast Defender 2024 exercises, some of NATO equipment remain in the area where the combat coordination took place. In particular, you have the German military tank unit on the territory of Lithuania reinforced the division deployed on the border of the Bear and Belarus. Man, they're still there. And that right there is no longer an exercise now. Something big is coming. This is a game of chess. That's why the Bear leader is sending nuclear submarines and a handful of warships and vessels and aircraft to the Caribbean. You hit me, I hit you. Naval blockade of the Bear in the Baltic Sea. NATO, under the cover of the exercise Baltic Operation 2024, mobilized 9,000 camouflage, more than 50 ships, and more than 80 aircraft from the 20 lands of the alliance NATO. It is noted that the Pole forces participate with the Navy, Naval Aviation, Marine Corps, Airborne Troops, Transport, and others. Thus, only in the port of Klaipeda, there are more than 30 ships, warships, of NATO and more than 4,000 sailors, Marines, and pilots of Navy aircraft. In terms of size, it is the largest exercise ever held in the Baltic Sea, the largest ever in history. Wow. For the first time since joining NATO, Swedish sailors will take part in the exercises, and during their time they will practice amphibious operation, anti-sub warfare, air defense, mine search and clearance, drone and USV operation. According to the Bear military experts, NATO is preparing to blockade the Baltic Sea in the event of a direct biblical war with the Bear Federation. Stop! In the name of love. This is the big one. Once again, according to the Bear military experts, they are sounding the alarm. They are saying that NATO is preparing to blockade the Baltic Sea in the event of a direct biblical war with the Bear Federation. So something is going to hit the fan pretty soon. They're not leaving that area. They're not leaving. It was an exercise, but now it has become something else. You don't need to be a brilliant general to understand the purpose of the exercises. Basically saying it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. Especially if you take into account the fact that during similar exercises in previous years, according to journalists, I'm going to skip the name, explosive devices were poured on the Bear pipelines. I'm going to skip that there, guys. We must not forget that in 2019 and 2020, the Sleeping Giant strategic bombers capable of carrying NUKE participated in these exercises. In addition, NATO mobilized much larger forces in the region than in previous years. NATO members are increasingly declaring the need to block the Baltic Sea to the Bear warship, which would essentially mean declaring biblical war on the Bear Federation. Once again, the Sleeping Giant is really asking for trouble here. In this regard, experts emphasize that special attention should be paid to the action of USVs and underwater drones. which pose a real blank to the ships of the Bear Baltic Fleet. It should be noted that the Baltic is a potential, area, and the Western partners are constantly starting the. There you go. They're starting the fire here. As a metaphor, they are looking for trouble. The provocative statements of the leaders of the Baltic land calling for the closure of the sea straits to the Bear ships and the Baltic fleet and the strikes on Kaliningrad are not just rhetoric but deliberate provocation. According to international law, a military blockade of the Baltic Sea, as the Latvian leader stated, would be a declaration of biblical war against the Bear. And that's what he's looking for. That's why they're not leaving. The exercise is over, but he's still there. They're really, really playing with fire on this one here. Amid the belligerent rhetoric and large-scale NATO military exercises, one can draw an analogy with the joint Turkish, I'm going to skip all that, exercises, after which the troops remained in concentration areas. Some units of the Turkish armed forces did not leave the territory of that region, that country. Shortly thereafter, the Second Karabakh Biblical War began, in which Turkish actively participated and effectively commanded troops. Seems like Sleeping Giants is taking from this playbook here. So, it is very likely that NATO is building up forces to launch a strike. Well, I mentioned at the very beginning. And this is the reason why I think the Bear leader is sending nuclear subs and a whole bunch of stuff. Hello, Cuba. Remember us? Yeah. Well, our man, soldiers would like to go to Havana for vacation. Yeah. Can we point our stuff towards the Sleeping Giant? We're not going to fire it. We just want to point it there. Just go to the beach and just have a nice tan and this and that. So, you put your stuff in the Baltic. I put my stuff in the Caribbean. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Huh. Alright, so exercise Baltops has kicked off in the Baltic region. 50 plus ship. Man, that's a lot. Man, 85 plus aircraft. Approximately 9,000 personnel from 19 NATO allies are participating in the largest, ever. Together, we demonstrated NATO ability to defend the Baltic. And you guys already know why. Against the Bear. And look out. Bam! Sleeping Giant developed the Typhoon system with SM-6 and Tomahawk missiles. So once again, guys, I believe that all this is going to happen soon. It ain't going to happen in 2029. Again, don't believe none of those type of stuff. There's no way all this is going to happen in 2029. They got all this stuff right in front of the Bear. Everything is fine. We're just preparing ourselves for 2029. Come on, give me a break. Man. Yeah, I do believe that it seems like November could be canceled. And if the Bear is in the Caribbean, let's say they fire something towards us, yeah, that's gonna be big problems. There's a possibility. Maybe the Sleeping Giant might strike the Bear, and then the Bear could strike, who knows, DC, Florida, NY, who knows. And then Sleeping Giant leader, the 4-6, could declare martial law and cancel November. And even the 4-5 said that there's a possibility we might see some NUKE war before November. So once again, the Sleeping Giant has deployed on the Dinesh Island of the Bornholm the Typhoon system, also known as a mid-range capability, which can launch Tomahawk. Wow. This system can hit naval targets at a radius of up to 400 kilometers. It is a modified version of the Mk-41 vertical launch system used by the Sleeping Giant Navy. Sleeping Giant Navy ships. A full Typhoon array consists of 4 launchers, a tow-based mobile command station, and other support vehicles and equipment, according to the Sleeping Giant military. The Bear military sees a possible strike by Sleeping Giant Tomahawk. So it seems like the Tomahawk could do it on the Baltic and Northern Fleet bases from the island of that region in the Baltic Sea. Now, once again, the deputy chief of the Bear Navy, I'm going to skip his name, said in his article for the Ministry of Defense magazine, Military Thought. The presence of Tomahawk, with a range of 2,400 kilometers, in the Typhoon complex will create a huge event of naval forces and facility in the areas of our bases. Taking into account the accession of Finn and Swede to NATO, this event to the Baltic and Northern Fleet will increase. They basically opened the doors to the Sleeping Giant, and that's why the Sleeping Giant has those Tomahawk out there. They join NATO and open the doors to the Sleeping Giant. Bring your equipment, Sleeping Giant. Bring them. Prior to these developments, the Bear Sleeping Giant Treaty on intermediate range, you guys already know, skip that, prohibited the Sleeping Giant from deploying these type of equipment launchers in Europe. But we're not under this anymore because we decided to just walk away. And now we're bringing our big toys. And hello, Bear, remember us? And the Bear's like, yeah, I remember you. Have you seen the Caribbean? I got my nuclear subs out there too. Now this is the island. That's where the Sleeping Giant are located, right there. And they have their Tomahawk in that region. Tomahawk, Kaliningrad. That's the Bear territory right here. NATO member, the Bear territory. This is a game of chess. So the Sleeping Giant, they got ships and everything in that region. And they are right in front of the Bear territory. Kaliningrad is a Bear region. You see that? Whew. They were supposed to leave. They were supposed to leave because the exercise is over. But they're still there. And then they got their ship right in front of these regions. The warship assembled in, I'm going to skip that name, Lithuania, including, whoa, what happened here? Including 3 Swedish Vesby class corvettes ahead of exercise, you know, was skip all this. Yeah, we're going to skip all this here. Isn't that beautiful? And that's where we are right now. They send their stuff in the Baltic. The Bears send their stuff towards the Caribbean or Caribbean. And, you know, the Caribbean is not too far from D.C. It's not too far from D.C. And again, guys, we need to pray in these tough times. This here is a game of chess. I don't know if you guys ever played a game Battlefield. You know, those little game. I forget the name of it. I think it's called Battlefield. When I was a kid, my mother used to get it, and I used to play it. Again, this is again, in order to understand this, you have to know a lot about what's really going on and the histories of those leaders. And again, it doesn't take one day to figure all this out. But yeah, I feel like possibly one of them are gonna fire, and it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. So the sleeping giant's out there, and they again, you have to ask yourself, why is the sleeping giant doing all this? Why are they sending all that type of stuff in the Baltic region? Why? Why are we looking for trouble? And I don't blame the bear bringing their submarines here. I live in Florida, and he's gonna have that submarine. It's gonna be 400 miles away from where I live at. Submarine in Cuba to, let's say, Tampa, that's 400 miles. That's very close, extremely close. But again, what do you expect? The dude that is running the land, the sleeping giant, he really don't care. He really don't care. They're putting out information. Don't be concerned. Everything is fine. Yeah, when they say stuff like that, guys, just take it the other way. And, it's not. It's not good. Put it like that. But anyway, guys, I'm going to keep it updated. NATL mobilized 50 ships, warships to the Baltic. And they have some very powerful equipment. Tomahawk and other stuff. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, for those of you that want to give a life to Christ, you can email me. My email is in the description box. Me and my wife are here to help many and to lead many to the righteous path. And that's the path of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream every Sunday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put your faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for he's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father but through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.